Good morning. This is Micah Mitchell with Madison County Weather Updates. And we're coming up at, it's about a quarter till 6 or so. It'll be close to 6 by the time this probably uploads. But I just wanted to touch base real quick on what's going on with our system. And I won't spend too much time beating things to death. So let's get to it. Here's the radar. I'm doing this on my phone again. So here's the latest radar. And as any of you who have been out, you're kind of seeing that we'll get a little bit of decent snow, and then it'll calm down and do not a whole lot. This leading wave we knew was kind of in question. And I'll be honest, I thought it was going to do better than it is. But I'll show you that I did discuss this in the video that I did last night. But we can see what's happening is we'll get a moderate wave of snow like what's coming from the south, and then we'll get a little bit of a dry slot in between there. So it's kind of coming in bands instead of a more solid wave. It's struggling to overcome there's obviously some mid-level dry air that wasn't showing up in any of the balloon data or anything. So such is the nature of these, I guess. I did, in last night's video, in the text to the video, I did discuss the fact that, there could be, an hour or so near daybreak, and it's turned out it's a little longer than that even. Where some snow could reduce, maybe even stop or mix before becoming heavy again. The becoming heavy is going to happen. It's coming. I'll show you. And so I said, if that happens, the total snowfall will be 3 to 6 inches. If it stays all snow and/or the temperature is cool below freezing, which at least here in North Anderson, we're sitting right at freezing right now, then the total snowfall would be more of the 5 to 9. So with those two scenarios in mind, I kind of split the difference, and that was where I came up with my 4 to 8 inches, which still looks good. So the more occurring can now be ruled out. And of course, it was kind of questionable whether the dry and mix line was going to get this far north, but it happened to us a couple years ago, so it'd be foolish to pretend it can't happen. And so here we are. So none of these ever seem, no matter how good the setup, they rarely pan out the way they're supposed to. So here's a look. This screenshot from the radar on the BAM Weather Porthole, which is an awesome app if you need good data, hour by hour data. You can get it for as little as $20 per month if you want access to a meteorologist 24/7. If you got a business out there that you're really depending on being in constant contact, get a hold of Michael or any of the guys there at BAM, Kirk, any of them, and they'll be happy to help you out. So a couple of businesses that I know of use them. So at any rate, looking at their live radar, you can see the area I've got circled in yellow. That's good, solid snow. There's no dry air issues with it. Versus, what we're getting is this surge that's kind of coming up this way ahead of the low pressure system, and it's just pumping a lot of kind of dry air in the dry slot between the line of storms that I talked about last night. I thought that would calm down a little bit, and it has not. So that's not helping our case at all anyway, or regardless. So, but we've got this dry slot trying to pump up in here, and it's kind of causing us to get this little bit of a banding issue instead of just a good solid snow. But when this back here, maybe around 8 or 9 a.m. gets into here, it'll just start to snow at a pretty good thump. So what do I expect the rest of the way? We've got about an inch down here in North Anderson. That's even with a little bit of compacting and melting. So beyond, always forget to turn the pen off. So beyond that, here's the HRRR. It kind of has about the best solution that I can see. Of course, last night the NAM 3K was painting heavy snow across southern Indiana. That's really getting destroyed by this warm slot. So if we zoom in, we still looking at here in Madison County, between 4 to maybe 5 additional inches of snow. It's looking like, and that's on top of what's already here. So we're probably going to end up with about 6 inches of snow, 5 to 6 inches, somewhere in that neighborhood, kind of right in the heart of the 4 to 8 inch forecast. So the forecast overall isn't busting. The leading edge of this isn't doing as well as expected, but overall it's still going to turn out to be, in that 3 to 6, 4 to 6, range. So, better than, it'll still be about as much as we've gotten the entire season so far. So I guess those of us who like snow will take what we can get. But that's where things stand right now, as of the coming up on 6 a.m. And we'll see how things play out going forward. But like I said, leading edge definitely not playing out the way it looked like it would, but we're still on track on the overall system. So I'll update you if anything else changes. And this is Micah Mitchell with Madison County Weather Updates. Thank you.